Hi, my name is Christopher Flakes, and welcome to your weekly Fellini in 7 minutes. This week we have Il Bidone, which is perhaps his most American feeling film. He was really influenced by Orson Welles, and you can see that in this film. They were admirers of each other, and they had a friendship, and so there was kind of a secret tip of the hat with that name and these characters, but it was also had a noir feel to it that his other films didn't. And it's always his interest with as always, he's interested in the marginalized, but never before have we seen such morally complex characters. This film was a complete flop. It did terrible at the box office, and you can see why. It attacks the very basic things that you don't attack about a country. I mean, it's hostile to the government because where are they getting these names? You know, for all the people they're ripping off, all these poor people. It shows they're tied with the bureaucracy that even low level scumbags like them, because they're low level punks. They're not like the Godfather, Don Corleone level of like systemic organized crime. They're just the bottom feeders of that world. They live in that world. They live a carefree, gain it all, spend it all life. It's all about that appearance, and that's something that will come to fruition in La Dolce Vita. For what it's worth right now, it's got 100% fresh Rotten Tomatoes. It's only 6 reviewers, but it's got a 100% fresh rating from all of them, and it's won comparisons to, it's been acknowledged as an influence on, rather, acknowledged as an influence on The Wolf of Wall Street, American Hustle. It's interesting though that in that first scene, I don't know if you caught the television in the house, at the house of the people that they, in a sense, evict with their swindle, the poor family, which that attacking the pastoral people who, in a sense, are in on this swindle. They're trying to work out the best deal they can. It was something that just really didn't go over in well in it.
Alla prima famiglia mi dicono che abita laggiù. Benissimo.
Ti danno la casa! Sì, la casa! Dov'è che ce lo dicono? Come le do?
Augusto also has a thing about homes, and we see that right away. We see that he's different when he's seeing families, and he's different around children, but not the way that Picasso is. Picasso has a connection with children that's much more sentimental and eventually allows him to break free, though I think that's also complicated through his relationship to his daughter Sylvie. For Augusto and Roberto, who live out in the underworld, they're basically homeless. They're out of touch. Their time for Augusto, at least, is certainly passed. They have a quick score, spend it all attitude, and they love it. They literally buy cigarettes for everybody in the bar to kind of show off, and all for it to culminate with this embarrassment of Roberto getting caught stealing the woman's golden cigarette case. Now, that slum scene shows this nascent ambivalence. When Fellini shows us people losing homes, we see Picasso reflecting on what's obviously on his mind, his own home, the fact that he's losing it, his wife and his daughter. And these mere low-level gangsters have access to this like high-level sensitive information. So whatever bureaucrats are selling this, I mean, it's got to be ubiquitous. And so again, Fellini was criticized for showing what's the truth. The prominence of children is an important part of this movie. It really complicates everything about it, from the shot composition to the way we look at the characters. It makes it really difficult because it morally places them all in a position of really being just horrible, insufferable, and perhaps irredeemable monsters. I mean, you almost believe him in the end when he says that he didn't take the money, but he just was trying to screw his buddies, which is, again, I say watch Train Spotting and see how Picasso and his story are merged, really. But yeah, he died a swindler. He lived a swindler, and was really a tragic figure because maybe there was something that he felt. He was a great actor. I don't know his name, who played whoever got Fellini got to play him, really conveyed an ambivalence. And we only really saw him be himself, relaxed when he was around Patricia and Frank. Pardon me, and Frank Burke. He says that she had a bigger part of the script, but we don't know if those scenes were even shot. So we also have the party scene where they're invited. They ride in a luxury vehicle, and we have an awkward seating situation in the back. And it's kind of a who swindled who pissing contest between Ronald and Augusto. And then we are taking in. We see that Lucy, the girl sitting in the next seat, that he pushes forward and objectifies, and he's a total misogynist. Um, that's Lucy, and she's his mistress. We know this because when she starts talking about her family, she lights a cigarette, she turns up the radio. Fellini opposed the objectification of women, though he was clearly accused of it on a number of occasions. And his defense was, I don't ever objectify women, I mythologize them. I'll leave you to think about that. In Il Bidone in 7 minutes.